Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you are sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream weekly podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
In sickness and in health.
As long as we both shall live. The traditional wedding air horn.
Yay! What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday.
How is everybody doing?
What's going on?
We got fun stuff. Dominic, I pointed this out. I put it on screen during the intro, but we are using our custom windscreen.
Fancy matchy.
Yeah. So I've got blue. Heather's got purple, but I also am wearing a blue shirt, and Heather's also wearing purple on her shirt.
This was not planned. Well, I mean the windscreen was, but
not the matchy. It's just natural. Thanks so much, Leo, for saying things about the thumbnail video I put out today. I appreciate that. And Bailey too. Bailey also said he watched my last live stream 3 times, which was super cool. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Today's video.
I missed your live stream and your video today.
Well, today's video is 30 minutes of how I make my thumbnail. So if you got half of an hour to kill,
I have to
go check that out. But anyway, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am also good.
Great.
All right. See you guys later. Anyway, how are you guys all doing? And what are we doing today? Wait, actually.
What?
I don't feel that good. I think I'm getting influenza.
God, don't do that to me.
Sorry. I just make the influenza joke because influencer.
I seriously thought you were getting a migraine.
No, I'm sorry. But it's all about today's
Oh my
topic.
God, literally. My whole life just flashed by my eyes. I was like, I gotta run the stream. Do I close the stream? Okay, guys, now we gotta talk about this. Okay?
We don't, because then I will get sick.
Well, I can't just leave. They gotta know. They gotta know what that was.
I'm prone to getting sick, and I messed up and made Heather think I was getting sick, and I am not.
So Tom gets migraines. We can't talk about it.
Yes, but I will get one if we talk about it, so let's not talk about it.
But it's like comes out anyway.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Okay.
Just try to make a joke.
Yeah, just trying to make a joke. It's what I do.
That was a fail.
I thought it was a pretty successful joke, honestly.
Anyway, everyone's here and we're good. So
everybody's happy. We got the dogs.
What are we doing here?
We got the whole thing happening. So what are we doing today?
So I thought it would be. Well, I got an email.
Great.
From the GM of VidCon. And he had this article, or, one of the things in the newsletter was like, oh, are influencers and creators the same? And the more I thought about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is a great addition to my whole passion economy thesis, because I think that's actually a good way of distinguishing between the approaches that I feel like someone would take.
Like the approach of an influencer versus the approach of a creator?
Yeah, because influencer is going for volume. Creator is going for volume too, I think, but there's so much more depth. I don't know. Well, that's what we're gonna get into. Is like, is there a difference? Do people see a difference?
I think it's probably I guess that's what we will talk about.
So I have a.
We have not talked about this beforehand. So
yeah, we didn't plan this. I'm curious to hear what you think, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
Because there's a thing too where I think if you're somebody who makes stuff online, the word influencer has a negative connotation.
Cringe.
I don't know anybody who wants to be called an influencer.
Because it's a thing that I feel like it was a title that was kind of given to.
Well, it's also just associated with so many.
Well, actually, I disagree. I think there are people who are like, heck yeah, I want to be an influencer.
There probably are, but it's not the people I know.
They're not here.
Not in my bubble. But ironically, a lot of people we know are literally influencers. I mean, even you could argue the two of us. Like if we talk about these windscreens, well, we were influenced by Doc Rock and Keith, but now that I have this, I have asked the question, where'd you get that windscreen 1,000 times? So how many orders for reporterstore.com did that start? I don't know, but that's literally influencing.
I know, but I feel like that definition of influencer is so dumb.
But it's the common one. It doesn't mean it's not dumb. It's just the common one.
Just because, okay, fine. A doctor is an influencer because they tell you what to do. If it's just a matter of how you influence someone's decisions, It's not specific enough to someone who creates digital content,
I
builds
think
an
the word
audience.
influencer is, though. I don't think anyone's gonna think of a doctor when they hear it. I think they're gonna think specifically of. I think of Instagram specifically, but that's just me, probably.
I think of TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a fair one too.
Yeah.
Very fair. I think maybe it used to be like Instagram thing, but you're right. TikTok is a big one.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Well, I did want to chipped in
What's up,
with
Chip?
an idea that said influencer and creator are not mutually exclusive. The question is, why do you create and what do you want to achieve? I mean, that's true, because that's why I get so hung up on the connotation of it, because it doesn't really matter. Like, well, you could be an influencer in a positive way and all that stuff, but I just feel like if I were getting a haircut and the haircutting person was like, hey, what do you do? I would never in a million years say, I'm an influencer.
Well, what's the difference then?
I feel like, in my opinion, the difference would be that an influencer would be somebody who really, really does want to leverage their influence, who really, like, probably then is more geared towards sales, sponsorships, brand, working with brands and that whole thing. Whereas a creator might also do some of those things the same way that an influencer is also going to be creating stuff. But the creator puts the creativity first, the influencer puts the influence first, and it's just sort of like an inverse relationship.
Okay, so I'm having thoughts here. So I think first of all, I really hate the term influencer, even for influencers. Okay, but for me, if you traded the word influence with attention, now to me it contextualizes even more that approach, because it's like, okay, the influencer works like they just need more attention, which is why you have to do things that are more, I don't know, you just need more and bigger and like all, crazy numbers. And then probably a lot of your money is selling the attention that you have.
Right.
So like, you can talk about a product, you can work with companies, you have an audience that's giving you their attention, so companies want a piece of that, and that's how you make money.
Yeah, and we've done this too, but I don't think we've done it on this scale. We have friends with like larger YouTube channels who have turned down very large sponsorship deals with brands, which will be somewhere between, you could say, like $6,000-$10,000 and beyond range to do like a sponsorship deal. Pretty easy stuff, nothing crazy, maybe like a 60-second ad read or a short video or something. And they turn it down because the company or the product or the service is really not in line with their channel, their audience, not something they use or endorse. And it's hard because even though they stick to their guns, and I'm very proud of them when they do that, that's a lot of money. That's covering all of your bills for your family for the month, like, or more, and to be able to say no to that, and because it doesn't fit in with what you want your overall thing to be. I think that as a creator's perspective, or as someone who's just influencer first, is going to be like, heck yes, I will do this one and that one and that one. Like, give me all the money you could possibly give me. I don't care what it's for. I'll do it. And you need me to make a video, now I'll go out and make a video. You need me to do a whatever, now I'll go do that. But the creator first side is still going to is going to be more selective.
That's your
it's just an
take
example.
on it. Yeah.
That's just an example. And, like Chip Griffin said, influencers may be creators of necessity. Creators can garner influence as a result of their creations. It's kind of a more eloquent way of
yeah, because influencers are creators too.
Yeah, I don't want to say like just because someone, and I'm sure there's people out there who have probably struck a happy medium of being able to leverage their influence for financial gain and attention while also being able to do stuff they actually care about and work as a creative outlet. And Ricky Filmtopia said, if I could choose my labels, my preferred labels would be storyteller and entertainer. You're definitely entertaining.
Yeah. Everyone is an influencer. It's just a question of who you influence, how large that audience is. Basically, all creators are influencers. Maybe its influence is the image as self-representation projection, but the creator makes the image being a photo, art, video project.
Well, and usually, I mean, for the most part, by the time someone becomes, I guess, known as an influencer, they have to have done something to get to that point, right? Like they have to have made something, and it's not just somebody out of nowhere, but it's usually like, hey, you've been making these videos, you've been posting these things, you've been doing whatever. Now let's leverage that into something else. So there's,
okay, so
started from a place of something being created.
Okay, I hear all the thoughts because I'm not sure what I think. I know what I feel,
okay,
but I don't know how to like explain it. So to me, influencer is someone who like is trying, like their goal is influence and attention. That's
okay.
What I think. And then for a creator, I think it's more of impact. So there's intention with, I want to create something from nothing, and it's about the thing that you're creating and the act of creating. And if you happen to have or generate influence as a result of that, that's just a byproduct of the act of creating.
Okay.
But then I think of Logan Paul, because to me, Logan Paul anyway. I would label him as someone who is an influencer. Like, I think I don't think it's a secret that Logan Paul was very manufactured or maybe orchestrated with the kind of content that he created to get the most like that's what he's optimizing for, is the most attention. But then he was vlogging. Like there was a lot of time, work, effort that was put into creating that stuff. So you can say he started out as a content creator, but when I think of Logan Paul, I think of influencer.
Well, didn't he start out on Vine? So I guess that would have been him literally with a phone making something.
Yeah. So then when I think of it that way, like I don't even know if there's a difference anymore. But then the other thought that I have are these creator houses that are popping up, like TikTok houses and, YouTube houses or whatever, where you get a bunch of, I don't know,
ideal neighbors who will always listen
to the HOA. You get a bunch of like people, content creators, put them in a house, and literally all they do is create content, and like they start cross creating content. Like everyone has their own channel, and then it's like a bubble you can't leave, because then you got to watch the other person, and everything is just optimized for viewers to get into that bubble and really never leave. And that to me is not, they are creating content, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just a different approach. And I don't even know if there is a label or a word to distinguish someone who is like just really trying to, I don't know. Like, is there, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Well, how does this fit in to, because you said it develops your thesis of passion economy and the whole thing. So like how, like follow that thread.
To me, I think that it goes back to like the act of creating. I feel like creators create regardless if YouTube is there or whatever platform.
Creators
like
gonna create.
Yeah, they're gonna create no matter what, because that's just what they're compelled to do, regardless of when they realize it or how they happen to give themselves the chance to try that. But it's not so much of like I want to have 1 million followers, like there are people who are like, I want to be famous, and that's cool. Like awesome. But there are people who are like, I really care about this thing, or like the
attention isn't even really like
it's just not like the primary part. Yeah
And that's where someone who's engaging in the business model of the passion economy would be approaching it from that point of view.
Well, because then I don't know. Because the reason why I'm having so much trouble explaining myself is because my half of my brain is like being the contrarian to the other half of the brain. Because I was like, oh yeah, creators who do the whole passion economy business model thing they're treating their content creation like a business, right? So there's a level of dedication and planning and thought and strategy, but so are influencers. Like 100% a creator house is a strategy. And I'm sure they're taking it seriously too, and they make probably, a lot more money.
What about
like if we like did manufactured drama, like Tom, oh my god.
What I think an idea that just popped into my brain was commercialization. And where that plays into it.
Right.
Because I think that you could be a creator and you could just care about something. And it could be something simple. Like I love Adobe Photoshop. So I'm going to make a channel that's just Photoshop tutorials. And I want people to be able to watch my channel and learn everything about Photoshop. So that's what you care about, is teaching people how to use this software tool. Down the line, I'm sure you would be involved in like an Adobe affiliate program where when people sign up, you get money. You could make videos that get monetized. You're in the creative space. So maybe even other brands would partner with you, but your main thing is literally just teaching these tutorials, where it seems like when it comes to influencer first, there's always a commercial side to it, because I can't think of an example where there isn't.
Right. Yeah.
So I can think of examples of creator side where there is not a commercial aspect to it, and maybe there's something there.
Oh, I like that. Tom, those in-ears look sweet. Do you know what model they are? I
don't. They're new. I got them. Speaking of influencers, Doc Rock influenced me by talking about them in his live stream. This is really my first time using them. I'm not used to them yet. They're very comfortable. They don't.
Dude, mine hurt so bad.
These are super comfortable, but the sound isn't that great. So that's why I'm like, But I don't remember what their model is.
People who call themselves influencers usually use the term to hide the fact that it is not their main goal to create.
Interesting.
Maybe not usually, but often.
When I think of Leo, for example, he's a really good example, because he has a YouTube channel where everything is super polished. You posted, I don't know if it was a thumbnail or just an image, but you posted like, your like camera image the other day on Twitter that was really, really good. You post work that you spend a lot of time on and that looks really, really good. But when I view it as I'm seeing something that was made by someone who really wanted to make this thing. And that's kind of the angle I'm approaching, versus somebody who's like, I have to make something, but the reason I'm making it is because of this other reason over here, not because I just want to make something. And I know I sound judgy when I say that, but it really isn't like a good versus evil, right or wrong, but definitely a difference. You have a lot of text on your screen.
No, I'm trying to pull up the email.
Oh, okay.
Bailey.
Oh, Bailey. I consider creators as people who will create no matter who is watching, if anyone, but still put in 120% even if they don't see results instantly. Yes, I had lunch with a friend yesterday who I hadn't seen since like pre-pandemic, and we were talking about YouTube, and he was talking about the idea of floating around a YouTube thing and getting nervous and dealing with bad comments and that kind of stuff. And I was like, don't worry, because you are putting yourself out there for the whole world to see, but nobody's going to be watching. And I use the example of my own channel where I had made 5 or 6 videos, 6 or 7 videos, and then I started a 30-day upload challenge. So at the end of that, my channel was 4 or 5 months old. I had almost 40 videos on it, and I had 26 subscribers, and most videos got like 13 views, 12 views, something like that. So that's... And I was happy. I was like, that is cool. I didn't tell 26 people about this channel, so how did they find it? But that's my point, was like, that's a decent chunk of time. That's a heck of a lot of work and a lot of videos. Not that they're all winners, but it's a lot of work. And the number 26 might be devastating to some people at the end of that. But for me, it was like, oh my gosh, like I finally, this creative block, like this dam that had been there for years was finally gone. And now like I had ideas and I was able to do stuff and I was comfortable putting it out there on camera. And it really didn't matter if the videos got views or not, because there was so much else. There was such a different purpose to it than just making the numbers go up.
So I haven't finished reading this article, but if you want to find it, it's on this website called Real Life Mag, and the article is called Name of the Game. Creator and influencer aren't different jobs. Who does it serve to pretend that they are?
Oh.
And this person was, looking into influencer culture And they start off the article by saying that the definition changes depending on who you ask, right? So law scholars started with the baseline contractual questions. Business academics wanted to refer to the quality and effectiveness of their influence. Computer scientists looked to influencers' relationships with algorithms, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that also, you know, I'm sure if you ask someone who is in advertising, like
Right.
they're gonna go straight to the numbers.
Right. Well,
and I don't even think they would see the difference. It's just like you're a, you know, you're a social media content influencer. Like,
well, I've also heard negative things from people who are small business owners where they will speak negatively of influencers because they're tired of, like, they'll be like, influencers come into my juice shop or whatever and just want free stuff all the time, and I'm tired of influencers asking for free things, and there's, I think, from the business point of view, there's that kind of perspective of, what are you even doing? What value are you bringing? You just want me to give you free stuff because you have like a social media account?
Michael says, a quote from one of my favorite photographers and YouTubers, Sean Tucker: all art completes its journey when it's appreciated by someone else. I love that.
Interesting.
Here's another great quote: with great creations comes great influenceability.
Filmtopia, all caps, 2021.
These debates have gone on forever in various fields, like popular historians versus academic historians. Right. Let's see. Raphael: anyone that creates something that changes the way people think by behave are influencers. Tutorials fall into influencer behavior, short films, etc. Creating.
See, this is funny because this is kind of what the article said, is the perspectives of the definition are there's similarities, but there's also differences depending on where it's coming from.
The context, right?
Yeah. Interesting.
While their early influencers used their build-up following base to market stuff, but still with a sense of authenticity, like really endorsing certain stuff, later influencers turned it into marketing tool business.
Every VPN service.
Let's see. JFK. I'm just kidding. JFK.
JK, JFK.
Let's see. Chip says, I did find that an ID tag holder with alligator clip attached to the back of my shirt collar helped control the in-ear cable so they didn't fly out to the sides of my head.
Yeah, my drum monitors, they have a clip on the back that they're made to clip together and then clip to the back of your shirt. And I use those sometimes, but they're so soundproof, it's like kind of hard.
The people I consider influencers are the people who don't usually reply to comments or interact with their audience unless someone asks, like, where did you get this product? You give the link. Whereas I think content creators like you guys find specific time to interact with their audience to show that they actually care. But see, this to me that really comes down to size, because, you know, Tom's very close to hitting a point where he can't respond to every comment. If you know, Bailey, you saw his live stream, he can't respond to every comment.
I'm just too popular. But I mean, so here's an example. I've been talking
That's
for
not
months.
That you don't care.
No, I've been talking for months about Joel Haver, one of my favorite channels, who blew up from 3,000 to now at like 1.1 million, 1.2 million, something like that, from December to now, like, or actually he did that in like from December to March. And at one point he was talking about, I had a YouTube channel that had 3,000 subscribers. So I knew every person who watched every video, and I would go to their channel to watch their videos. And now at one point, I think he said he was getting 300 comments a minute. So see, like, how can you
does that mean that influencer is like, you know, reserved? That word is reserved for your past. Let's call it plaque and beyond. 100,000 followers and beyond.
Sounds like a dentist's office.
Plaque and beyond. Right, and I don't know. I don't think that it should be about. I mean, it's because you can have a very small customer base with a lot of influence.
Oh yeah, absolutely, you could. And I mean, I think what Bailey is getting at is how the people view their audience. Are you there to be interactive? Because there's people with huge channels who get hundreds of comments a minute, but they'll still go through and like interact with people as best they can to a certain extent, or they'll set aside time, like here's 30 minutes a day that I'll just get through as much stuff as I can. At the end of that 30 minutes, I will stop so that I can keep doing what I need to do. And I know I won't get to everyone, versus the people who kind of, like Bailey said, like probably aren't that interested in dealing with anyone unless it serves a bigger purpose.
Whether it's an influencer or content creator, I only respect people who make it known through that they listen to and support ska.
I'll have you know I registered skacast.com.
It's happening, guys. The Skacast.
I actually was like really brainstorming about it last night, and I had to stop because I was getting too excited.
Look, you have co-hosts right here. You got Patrick and you got William. They'll be your co-hosts for sure. You guys, who would not? Would we all subscribe to the Skacast? Yes, we would.
It's gonna be the actual thing.
I would help, but I'm not. I don't know much. I'm just
I don't know what the
what am I? I'm a supporter. I'm a fan, but I don't know anything about it. Let's see, Tommy B. I love that.
Thank you.
Tommy B.
It's my new YouTube channel name.
Oh my gosh, did you guys see on my Instagram Tom playing the theremin?
The theremin's right over here.
If you guys don't know what a theremin is, please YouTube that. I've noticed if I look at the people I think as influencer and I look at their earlier videos, even when they only had 20 to 40 views and maybe 3 comments, they still don't respond. See, that's weird. It's like, I know you see this.
Yeah, there's nobody else commenting.
I believe that an influencer is someone who inspires people to take positive action. What we refer to as social media influencers are mostly celebrities that are selling lifestyle, not inspiration. I know that's hard.
Lifestyle is such a weird thing. Like, I'm a lifestyle influencer.
No, but I think of lifestyle as I don't think there's someone who's truly just
lifestyle. Oh, there's a whole thing.
Who?
I mean, I don't know them, but I stumble across them I don't remember. It's always just first name, last name. I
feel like everyone has an association.
I'm first name, last name, though. What do you mean?
I'm trying to think of a lifestyle.
Oh, like it's not lifestyle, but it's like minimalist lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or van lifestyle.
Yeah. Or... There's some kind of beauty.
I have definitely, and I can't remember names.
Makeup.
And the reason I can't remember names is because I cared so little. But I've definitely stumbled across people who were literally, their thing just had lifestyle, and it was like, here's some fashion, here's some decorating, here's some food. It's just sort of like, it's like high-end vlogging. Yeah, that's the best way I can. High-end personal vlogging.
Okay, fine. Then that's more of living the lifestyle of someone who. I don't know. Is like a, OC moms or something.
Yeah, that's where that would probably fall under the people who will rent the private jet just for the photo shoot for an hour or two, not to even go anywhere.
See, I don't want to be in the same category.
Yeah,
though. No offense. Hey, that's
no,
cool.
No offense. That's super not cool. It's really lame. Unless you're doing it for a funny reason. If you're doing it,
yeah. See,
if you're doing it. If you're doing it because you want people to think you're cool for flying in a private jet, legitimately, I think, my opinion is that is lame. If you're doing it because it's hilarious and it's tied into something else, then that could be very funny or interesting. But yeah, if you're just trying to make people think you're cool, it's like seeing a car in a parking lot, posing with it as if it's your car, but it
okay, everyone wants the Skacast to happen.
I know. That's good. That's going to be the thing that pays all the bills.
Also, mozzarella sticks. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, the Skacast is going to take off more than our channels combined.
Probably. I doubt that.
Are you kidding? Because you guys are such a loyal,
Well,
you tell someone in the ska community, boom.
But see, my fear is that anything to do with music is that there's also the well, this is the right way, the wrong way.
Oh, come now.
Yeah, and... Nobody ever told us the wrong way. See?
That was my favorite song for years.
I know, I thought so. That was the impression that I got.
I loved that song. I can't even tell you. I thought I was so weird.
It's a good song. It is a good song.
Oh, here we go. The Skacast is beginning.
I'm not a huge Sublime fan, but that's a good song.
I love that song. Well, it was weird because, Sublime was the only CD that didn't match any of my other ones. That's why I was very confused. Because I was why do I like this music and what is it? And I didn't like K-Rock. Anyway, now we're going into this podcast. Have you ever talked about how to get people from one platform to another? My video accidentally went viral on TikTok. What is the best way to get these people to YouTube, Twitter? Man.
That's a good question because I don't.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really good question, especially when it comes to TikTok, which I am not very familiar with. But... TikTok, there's so many people who, including some of my former students, who would go like viral on TikTok, where like I posted a video and it got 2 million views, 3 million views. I have 100,000 followers, and I'm thinking of that from the YouTube perspective, where it's like, geez, that is full-time status. And nothing happens. And I've seen lots of people who say like, it took me 2 years to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It took me 2 weeks to get to 100,000 on TikTok. But what I personally haven't seen, is then what? Like, I haven't seen that leverage into anything, and I don't even mean financially necessarily, but into anything other than just a number on a profile. Like, is that a community of people who will support something? Is that people who know what you do and follow? So I don't know. My point being that traditionally you could say, like, you know, I've watched people on YouTube who will say like, oh, this, and I'm going to stream on Twitch this weekend or whatever, and they're pushing people to their Twitch channel because that's where they want to live stream. And it seems to work somewhat well because there's kind of a purpose. Like, YouTube is my pre-recorded content, Twitch is my live content for those people. Okay. But I haven't seen that same success of like, hey, I have all these TikTok things, to YouTube for, I just haven't seen it.
I think that TikTok is the only platform where it's hard to leave. I think if you build your following on TikTok, just don't try this would be just, first of all, I've never downloaded TikTok, so this is very like, you know, just observational and from what I read and stuff. But I just read that TikTok is now I don't know if they have done it or are doing it in the near future, but there are plans to basically do a lot of integrations with TikTok. So like if you want to, you know, you're watching a video and someone's on vacation, you could book a flight without having to leave the app. You can pull up WhatsApp directly in TikTok and share your videos with your friends. Jeez. You know, it's like you never have to, it's almost like TikTok is trying to mimic something that Facebook is kind of like, where you can do shopping, you can do, you know, events, you could do direct messaging all in Facebook. I think that's what TikTok's trying to do. So based on that news, what I would do is just forget trying to pull them off of TikTok. Keep them there, and then maybe that ends up being your thing, which I know is probably disappointing for you, Leo, because your YouTube stuff is amazing. I mean, but I don't know, that would be my analysis.
I think that's the most practical thing, but I would also say that potentially someone, in your case, you could do, I don't know what your video was that went viral, but if it's somewhat related to your YouTube comment, here's a short snippet. For the full thing, go here, where you can watch, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of something instead of a few seconds.
I've never seen a TikTok where someone was like, for the full thing, go on YouTube.
I don't know.
So see, that's why I think, I don't know. I haven't, if you have a case study of someone who has successfully, you know, built a TikTok and then like managed to transfer people over
Who's
to
not
like YouTube.
Will Smith
yeah, exactly. Who doesn't have like a, you know,
agent.
Notoriety. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Wasn't Tom musically scoring a scene from Tom and Jerry with that theremin?
You've been watching Loki, so there's all kinds of theremin in that soundtrack.
What I mean by lifestyle is look at my success and my big house and my 15 cars, and wouldn't you like to be me?
Knowledge.
But like I said, I feel like that's in, you know, okay, that's Kanye. But when I think of Kanye, that's music. That's also like, I forgot his name. Not Tony Robbins, but the other guy with the glasses. He's like shorter. He was like a entrepreneur, like pre-Gary Vee era. Oh,
that's the guy, I forget his name, but the knowledge guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, knowledge, and he's pointing to like a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah, like, but he's entrepreneur.
Someone will tell us who he is.
He's entrepreneur. Like that, he has a, you know.
Yeah, but it's also then that goes into those people where it's like, this is my course, it's $9,000 on sale for $28. So you're like, how is it?
I know, but I feel like lifestyle is like, they're showing the lifestyle of a successful entrepreneur. They're showing the lifestyle of a successful musician or like pop star or something.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Can there be couples table from the private jet?
See, that would...
Exactly. That's why I feel like if you can say it for us, you shouldn't.
No. But because I am such a believer in intent.
Your intent
matters.
Intent is like not measurable. Like,
it is though. It completely is.
We can't get data on. In terms of the context of influencer versus
I'm not talking about like I need to be in a court of law asking someone what their intent is. I'm saying if you're booking 2 hours on a private jet to take a bunch of Instagram photos and make people think you're on a private jet because you're rich and you're not, that is lame. If you're booking a private jet because we want to do our goofy live stream from there because it's really funny, that's a totally different thing. And so intent matters, even though the action is essentially the same.
I watch creators to learn like art versus influencers to be influenced on certain aspects of life, like skincare.
Interesting.
See, I don't see a difference in that, because I do that too, Jessica, but like I don't think that there's a difference though.
Well, so here's actually, maybe this is a good example, and this is when I was early on in YouTube and a little naive, and it might not be a fair thing, but I watched somebody's video that was like, "What's in my tech bag?" And I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" And I don't even know if I'd started my channel yet. I watched this video. There was some cool stuff in there, and I was like, "Oh, this is really neat." So I used the links. Didn't know anything about affiliate links. Used the links. Bought some stuff. Got it, and it was good stuff. Like there was stuff that's super helpful that I still literally carry anytime I have a bag and go somewhere. And then like the next month, they were like, "What's in my tech bag?" And it was literally a different bag with different stuff in it. And I was kind of like, wait, what? I bought the other stuff because I thought that's what you use. And then I realized, oh, that's not what you use.
You got gypped.
Yeah, that's just
how they get you.
What you were promoting that month. And now you're using something else. And it turns out like I was trusting the person to say like, I use whatever, this USB power thingy. And this is the best one. That's why I use it. Not next month. Here's another one that I'm like, well, that's actually kind of better than the one I got. But the one I got works fine. So like, and that was where I learned then that just in the tech space, it's sort of like I will put together like this could be a tech bag and this could be one, but it's not what the person's actually using. And when I think of the skincare thing, I think of there's a very big difference between someone who's like really knowledgeable about makeup and skincare or whatever, and they're telling you this is the routine to use, these are the products to use, versus someone who's like, this is the best skincare product in the world, and then the next video they're like, you buy it and you're like, cool, and then the next video they're talking about this is the best skincare product in the world, and it's different. And you're like, but
see, it's so hard to like, that's why I think that I want there to be a difference between influencer and creator, but I really don't think that there can be, because it comes down to intent, which you cannot measure on mass scale. Like there's no, you would have to, it's case by case. Okay, you do this, you do that, and that's like.
Well, I mean, that's where it almost doesn't matter what the label is, but as the viewer, the consumer, whatever, being just sort of aware.
I'm still waiting for the couples table in front of a live audience when COVID chills itself out.
We have a live audience right now. We have Ben. And Finley.
Hi, Ben. All right. Sublime is more for the frat cast.
Chumbawamba.
I can't wait for all the Scott puns. I think Tom is a secret TikToker. Okay, first of all, between the two of us, Tom downloaded TikTok.
I did. I had it on my phone for 2 days.
I just refuse.
I tried, because what it was, and maybe someone here could help me, was everybody said, oh, the TikTok algorithm is so interesting. And literally with my classes when I was still teaching, we read an article about it, because what was interesting to me was that people were saying that when TikTok dials in, it knows how to show you exactly what you're going to be interested in. And I found that fascinating. But they, more than other platforms, incorporate an element of randomness. So, for example, YouTube does not do this very well, because sometimes it'll kind of happen, but if I watch a bunch of the same video, my whole recommended feed is just that, and I might actually want something different, but I can't find it, and I don't know what to search for, because I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Whereas TikTok is like, here's everything you like, but also a weird thing, and that might be something that then opens up a new rabbit hole for you. I was really interested in that. So download the app, and you have to do like, I don't know, you just go to the thing where you're trying to find stuff, and I couldn't find anything that was interesting to me at all. I tried it. I probably didn't give it enough time.
You were seeing content that made you feel real uncomfortable.
So yeah, I had it. It was like maybe I spent like a half hour over the period of 2 nights, like going through and trying to find stuff. Half the stuff that's just randomly recommended when you have a brand new account with no history is a lot of stuff that I felt like I could get in trouble for seeing, because it was like people who probably didn't look like they were
scantily clad minors.
Yeah.
Female minors.
And that felt very weird. And I was like, oh my, I'm going to have to, that's like literally what I told you. I'm downloading TikTok. I'm not doing like a weird thing right now. And I figured, okay, once I find stuff that like, once it hones in, it's going to like figure stuff out a little bit more.
I have a video with 140K views on TikTok and nothing. See that?
But the thing was, I couldn't find anything. I tried to like look up cameras, and even that was like, here's a scantily clad girl using a hashtag camera. And okay, that's not, I meant like, show me the Sony versus a Canon thing, or show me like a cool cooking thing. I found a few dogs, so I like liked those, and nothing was happening. And after a while, I was like, well, why am I forcing this thing to...
I feel like
just deleted it.
I try to be a very well-versed creator advocate. I think anyone here who has tuned into the couples table knows that I'm very passionate.
I'm not I'm not saying you shouldn't be on. Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying.
To be clear,
I'm just saying that like I almost feel like I'm doing my advocacy a disservice by not finding out more about TikTok and NFTs.
Oh, NFTs.
Because I feel like they're so influential in our space, and I don't think I ever want to go into the world of TikTok. I actually think that Twitter gives me enough, like, so that I'm in the know. NFTs, though, I haven't been able to... I don't know where to start with that one. I read this article where I think it was Logan Paul made like bajillions of dollars selling air because it was an NFT.
Right. I don't know. I've seen stuff where people are like, yeah, I'm selling this NFT, and it literally just looks like a doodle. And you're like, I don't like. I have an iPad full of Procreate files. Every one of my thumbnails is an NFT.
So like, you know how I follow a lot of the, you know, the tech startup world, passion economy, creator space, what have you. I can't read an article, a tweet, anything without NFT being in it. And I'm like, damn, this really is like, this is it now. And I feel like that this is what we're going to be catching.
I
don't know.
I could be eating these words in a few months, but I feel like I just can't see NFTs as being a long-term thing. I really feel like that remember in 2021, like Google Glass, like that kind of category of like this thing that was all the rage.
Just
and then,
like,
but maybe I'm just old. I don't know.
Is that what's happening?
It
Are we
could
just
be.
like oldies now refusing to adapt?
It's not even that I'm refusing. It's just that I don't know. I just kind of...
We're just like, oh, you youngins, you... It's not that attitude, is it?
Because I'm not against it. Like, I'm not saying it's dumb or anyone who does it is dumb. I feel like I have been around long enough to have seen things come and go. As I was walking uphill to school both ways in the snow. And this just... To me, it just does not seem like something that has staying power. I think it has a lot of, like...
Oh, I don't know about that.
I maybe, but I
definitely think...
I told you I could eat these words.
Yeah, crypto and NFT and all that.
I didn't say anything about crypto.
Yeah, but I feel like it's all in the same, like, you know,
isn't it the same? All the same world, but I feel like NFT very quickly, unless it becomes like more purposeful, people are gonna be like, wait,
because you can't get an NFT without crypto, right? That's why I think it's the same. Like,
well, crypto's so different though, because it does open up currency. It's like a universal currency, which doesn't really
and then
exist.
NFT is the stuff that you buy with the crypto.
But you can also buy other stuff with crypto, like...
Right, like
and there's even like tangible goods that you can buy in the world. So that's...
Non-NFT.
I think it's different.
My best friend went super viral on TikTok, made a video store in his basement, and his wife shared it on TikTok, even made it to the New York Times. He gave up after a month because what's the point?
That's what I have heard. I've heard people love it for entertainment, but people who are
Is
trying
your head
to...
like levitating?
No, it's poking through a thing, remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay. Please welcome Tom Buck and Heather Ramirez. Tom enters another pun that gives Heather a heart attack.
I'm gonna do puns as NFTs, but then I guess I could never say them again.
If you have an audience on TikTok, I'm wondering if doing live streams on TikTok to drive people to Twitter or YouTube would work. Could you even live stream on TikTok? I don't think you can.
What I really want is to be able to live stream on Instagram with not a phone camera, like to be able to connect this to Instagram. I would love to do that.
Why can't you?
You can't. Like, Instagram doesn't let you.
Why do you want to do that?
Because I think that would be a different thing. I am very much more comfortable being weird and experimental on Instagram live versus like my YouTube live. And I would love to do like drum live stuff with like multiple angles and better audio quality. I would love to play the theremin.
So it's not Instagram. It's just the fact that it's not your main YouTube channel. And it's
I could do the same thing on YouTube, but Instagram is just so much more like it just to me feels so much more casual.
Interesting.
Because I don't want to say I don't care, but Instagram's where I'm like, yeah, I'll post this, I'll do this thing, I'll do this story here, and which is really fun. Like I like that it's not the like, well, does this fit on the YouTube channel? Like
I would honestly help fund a live audience couples table. I mean, so at some point, Tom and I are gonna go
viral. Sorry. When you do the pauses, I have to jump in.
I have ADHD. I need to formulate my words, yo. Gosh. I feel like we're gonna do. It's not like go on tour, but I feel like we should go on tour.
Get our little bus.
Yeah, like we should go visit all the peeps. we gotta go to Hawaii.
That's gonna be an expensive.
We gotta go East Coast. You know, we gotta cross the ocean. Regardless of which social apps you use, make one your main focus that pulls from the rest. This right here.
Wait, I want to try something. That's going to be an expensive tour. Oh, I figured out how to do the profanity button. I want to say that's going to be an expensive tour.
You can't just not mouth it.
I can't because I don't want to.
He just went like, it's going to be an expensive tour.
Anyway.
What's the point of pushing the button if you're going to censor yourself?
For the comedy of it's like South Park. You can watch it uncensored on like HBO Max or whatever, but it's so much funnier with the censored beeps. Like that is the comedy.
It was a TikTok about filmmaking, a bit of comedy. Many people related to the video. That's why it kind of blew up. 300K. Congrats. That's awesome.
It's super fun. I mean,
you know what I would do, Leo? I would try to see if you can pull whatever was successful with that TikTok and try to incorporate it on a YouTube short.
That's true. That's true.
And try to see if we could like replicate
if it had like the comedy thing and the relatability, YouTube is obviously like huge on
That's going to be your main platform, I think, unless you are not committed to that. Some people do phony what's in my bag bits, but it also can be that they just change things up as they find new stuff.
Yeah, true, because I know it's a very common thing, like my desk setup 2021, my camera bag 2021. That's cool because stuff does change, but this was literally, I realized there's a number of channels with millions and millions of subscribers who will do like what's in my bag July 20, what's in my bag here, and it's kind of just putting together stuff that they're not actually using. And I'm so curious when it comes to those things. What's the person actually using?
This is a great point. Influencer creator is kind of like journalist commentator. Only the savvy can tell a difference, and way too many people are not savvy. Also ska. I see where you're going with journalist commentator, but I don't know if influencer creator is the
So William Hall. An influencer tells you which ska bands to listen to. Content creators are the ska bands. Whoa.
You got to do a crop in when you do the anime lines. You can't just do like they just.
That's so both of us will have it. I don't know, because otherwise it's there. Blew my mind.
You stuck your tongue out. You're having fun.
I am. The Stream Deck is really fun. Let me be an influencer and tell you that the Stream Deck is... TikTok is toxic. TikToxic.
Wait, did you just...
You went viral and then deleted the
app. NFTs are gambling investments for people with excess cash.
That's not us. And James and Mark had to Google what an NFT is. There's a really good SNL like pre-recorded song from a couple months ago that I
just dropped something that we need to find.
Does a decent job of explaining NFT.
So this is like my jaw clip, and like a piece of it just broke off because I'm picking at it, and we can't have Finley eat it.
Let's see.
I think. Oh, you're connected, babe.
I got it.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want.
Thank you. Controversial opinion, but NFTs tend to make longer standing impact on the environment and thermal pollution than much else. I don't know anything about NFTs, so I cannot have an opinion.
I know everything I learned from the SNL song. So.
Oh, I'm looking into NFTs as a photographer. Okay, so my understanding, now I feel like this could be a separate episode, but my understanding of NFT is like only one person can have, or like a set number of people can have the original, like.
I thought it was just one.
Thing.
Like there was a huge thing with the Charlie Bit My Finger video.
Yeah.
Which has like 85 million views.
Yeah, and
they
have
were
the
selling
original...
it as an NFT. They sold it, and then it wasn't. they were going to delete it off YouTube because the person owns it, so it can't be on that channel anymore. But then like they didn't
no, but
actually
then
pay.
you can also be like, you know, if you want to be in like the 2021 couples table club, you're gonna get our NFT, and it's only open to like 20 people.
So there's just, but the thing that's confusing is, so okay, so you get the NFT, and couldn't you just like give that file to somebody
right,
else?
because
like,
I don't care to have the original. I will never be like, maybe you, I can see how
well,
like
that's like the stuff
Aquabats,
that's on my
you know.
wall. Like, okay,
Yeah,
this is
it's, like,
numbered
signed
one
and
out of however
yeah.
many, but you can't do that with a digital thing, right? Because you could just make, I don't know, this is where I'm just old man yelling at cloud.
Well, okay, see, so we should have an episode where you guys come on the stream and you tell us about NFTs. We should do that.
That would be really helpful, and I'll make one and then sell it.
NFTs are a useful tool over the long term, but not the way they are being used now. They are effectively serial numbers. Exactly. That was my understanding of them.
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm on TikTok, though. Well, then what are your thoughts?
Yeah, tell us.
I'm 14. I've never downloaded TikTok or intend to, for that matter.
Like, Amir's here. He says, so Tom thinks NFT is the new Laserdisc. I think that's kind of a good one. Like, whoa, crazy. It's like a giant record, but it's a movie. Oh, DVDs came out? I don't need these anymore?
Dude, my dad loved his Laserdisc, okay?
It was cutting edge. I was so jealous of people that had them, and then then DVDs came out.
See, this is how I feel, Roger. Thank you. A lot of people didn't think Bitcoin was going to be.
Yeah, that's why I'm very open to being like, hey, I'll eat these words.
Yeah, like, are we just behind? Are we just like...
There's
I'm
clearly
36
something
now.
there, and I just don't know
30s.
if it's something with legs or not.
Oh, you can live stream on TikTok.
That's cool. Or go live.
Or go live, but you need a number. Oh, you need a minimum. All right.
Well, it sounds like
Feature
everyone could get
eligibility.
the minimum number.
Yeah. Instead of Instagram Live, just start a secondary YouTube channel for your experimental stuff and call it Buck Wild. Okay, first of all, Tom has a vlog channel.
I don't. There's nothing on it. I mean, there was a video uploaded 3 years ago, and before that, the only reason that channel's not deleted is because it has my first YouTube upload from 2007, I want to say, and I just want to keep the date of like when I uploaded my first video to YouTube.
I don't know where in the East Coast we've got Atlanta. Dominic, I can't remember where you are. Boston.
I've never been to Boston.
I've never been to Boston either. Although I really want to go to New York with you. We've both been.
Yes.
But I want to go to ATL.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
So here's what's going to happen, guys. We need a sponsor to sponsor the couples table tour.
NordVPN. Because when you're traveling, you need to protect your whatever.
You're giving us free advertising. RB, what is TikTok going to do for people's attention span? With education in general, does Tom think things might need to become more bite-sized going forward?
I mean, this is
a separate
a very separate episode,
yeah.
And I think that you're right. And I also
yeah, but coming from the person who literally just uploaded a 30-minute YouTube video this morning that a lot of people are watching and has 0 dislikes. Please don't change that. But
yeah, good for that.
So I don't think that it's about bite size or, you know.
But if you're talking about
attention
span of the youths who aren't
the youths
members of our chat and community right now, it is a really there's sort of this tricky thing where it's like attention spans, yes, are shrinking. However, I have seen that students, I'm talking about in young people. I taught for 11 years. Trust me. I have seen things, but I have also seen that when, you know, young people are super interested in something, they can spend like, you know, I had kids who would go watch all kinds of tutorials, all kinds of camera videos, do the same thing I do. I just however many hours learning about something because you're interested in it. Problem is school isn't really set up to give people stuff they're actually interested in. So that's a huge issue right there. And then I don't know what the problem is. And so I left and I just try not to think
I don't think that attention spans are... Like physiologically, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't ask me to pull it up right now, but there are research studies that attention spans are not what they used to be, which completely makes sense because Jesus, you don't.
I mean, if you're a compare like 1950s to 2020,
yeah,
fine, yes, but
I definitely saw differences though from 2010 to 2021. Like, I mean, there's an interesting cultural shift that And when you think about it, it's like, okay, well, the students I was teaching in 2010 were born in 1992. The students I was teaching in 2021 were born in 2005.
My argument is more of like, I think that TikTok, it's not even the platform TikTok or the brand TikTok. It's more of like vertical, short form, very punchy, you know, edited in the TikTok style is a medium or format of
that's
its
own thing. Yeah, for sure.
And that's why that's why every platform is trying to do its own shorts or whatever, right. Because it's a different kind of format. I know that's very effective.
I know you can sit on the couch and scroll through TikTok for hours on end, but it's also like clearly like you're standing in line for a few minutes, pull out like okay, done. Like it's one of those kinds of things. Whereas YouTube specifically is not really good at that, because I know they're trying to do YouTube Shorts and everything, but YouTube is so much more.
That's another thing that I haven't.
There's 30-minute videos. I've done a couple, but
I mean, I have too, but it's like I don't know. I feel like YouTube's like forcing it, and it's like, dude.
Well, they are, and then the shorts mess with your analytics for your regular videos. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I'll never do one of these again.
Jessica says she feels like we're so close to finding the difference, and I really want to see it.
I don't know if we're gonna like solve this mystery.
Just literally download the TikTok and upload it as a short.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's what I would do. Oh, here, Dr. Sev, I deleted TikTok for about 2 days. I may go back. I'll see.
We made it the same.
Hi guys, I'm an AFC fan. What's AFC?
Is that like sports? AFC and NFC? Wait, NFPT. I don't know.
NJ. Oh, New Jersey. Let's see.
Boston, the youths of today.
On a totally unrelated subject, thanks, Tom, for dropping that gem on Aaron Parecki from your last Q&A. Works beautifully. There you go.
Aaron is a genius.
Okay, I seriously look at Aaron and I'm like, you guys remind me a lot of each other. Like, I feel like if you told me you guys were cousins, I would 100%.
I would love to be Aaron's cousin.
A while back, we asked our audience if they liked YouTube Shorts, trying to gauge what their comfort level is with shorter form content. Out of 380 votes, 45% did not like them, 55% do.
My personal feeling with shorts on YouTube is that I've seen tons that I enjoy, but a lot of times I'll kind of get duped where I see a channel I like and there's something that's interesting and it's their short, and I'm bummed out that it's a short because I wanted it to be a 10-minute video, and I was like, oh, I only got a few seconds.
I think I've watched all of like 2 shorts. I don't know. I feel like it's me trying to like, I'm doing an ostrich, I feel like.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing with.
I don't know why I'm like
attention spans and the whole thing with school. I just left and stuck my head in the sand because I can't deal with it or I will freak out.
Let's see. As a coach, would you recommend creating a second channel dedicated to short form content only?
It depends on the person, right? I don't think that's a universal yes or no.
Yeah, I don't think
It's like how some people have live channels and pre-recorded channels. Some people do everything on one.
Yeah. I don't think there's a yes or no. But so here's the thing with shorts. I just don't know enough. And a lot of the people that I've talked to started a separate channel just for shorts because, like Tom said, it was messing with their analytics.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But then I always go back to, like, if I'm a fan of, Tom's channel, I don't care what the content is. I want it to just all be on Tom's
anything,
channel.
It's annoying to have to subscribe to like 3 Tom channels to get the
Like, come on, let's be honest. You guys, how many of you guys subscribe to both my channels? It's annoying. I'm sure it's annoying.
Well, I can think. What was I gonna say? Oh, as a creator, when it comes to short form content, I personally get so much more satisfaction from long form content because it's like a project that, not that short form couldn't be. But when you make a longer thing that's 10 to 30 minutes or even more, and you put like thought and time, and it's this whole like, I don't know, it just feels like I've made something substantial, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm satisfied by that in a way that when I make short stuff doesn't necessarily happen, which is why the only 2 YouTube shorts I made are the animation ones, because even though they're super short, it took like 16 hours to do them. And there was like a sense of satisfaction there, and I couldn't do a whole video in those because I would have died.
You know what? Here's YouTube huddle of homework. I need to try to make a short, like a because I've cheated.
Can you point to text on screen?
Oh my God, that makes me want to die. Like, if you've ever done that, I'm not dissing you, but oh my God, the amount of freaking Instagram shorts where it's like, and then they do this because they've got the little bop happening in the background and then the text.
I want the raw footage for all those where there's
nothing. And then you go like this. And I'm like, it's like someone discovering jump cuts for the first time, which is why I don't want to hate on it, because that's how I was. I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. Of course, you know, like.
It's really fun. And you're
cute,
like, but there's good.
But I'm like, everyone is doing it. I'm like, guys.
I do end all of my
why don't you
videos
just talk?
by going, look at this video right here and check out this playlist.
If you come to Australia, you only have one audience member, but a grateful, enthusiastic audience member, I would be.
But we would also be close to the Road Factory.
Yeah, so I feel like because honestly,
we have several Australian.
Come on, dude. I think that you'd want this, Road. I think that you'd want to sponsor
and look,
Tom and his like PA assistant person.
And our tour will be a journey to the Road Factory, and it's called The Road to Road.
Come on, is this not the pitch right here? Can someone clip this? Clip this. Call me. And he'd make it cool.
The Road to Road.
But you guys have bugs though.
Oh yes,
and they're like not cute. They're like real mean, dude. Ooh. That's the only reason why I'm like not jumping up and down for Australia.
But you know what is jumping spiders in Australia.
No, my heart just skipped a beat, and not in a good way. Let's see. When I do shorts, it is to introduce my longer form content 99% of the time. But this is why it like depends, because Dr. Seb, I feel like your content is like perfect for shorts. Not to say do shorts exclusively, but I think that you can introduce, like, you know, let's talk about credit card debt. Man, even in a 10-minute video, it's not going to be enough. So
it's also intimidating to see, like, here's a 10-minute video about credit card debt, but I can learn something in 20 seconds.
Exactly. Like, I feel like it works for you. Let's see. Filmtopia. Yesterday, I said to myself, you can't watch all the Loki episodes in 1 day. 8 hours later, I was still in bed watching Loki.
Then you start watching Iron Man. Yeah.
I only subscribed to one of the many shorts I've seen.
I forget which comedian it was, and we might have talked about this before. Feel like it... I'm thinking it might have been Jim Gaffigan, but he talked about having... I feel like it wasn't him, though. But anyway... not doing Netflix specials or like full-length stand-up specials anymore because it's hard to get people to watch them because they don't want to sit and watch a 90-minute stand-up comedy special. But if you upload a bunch of...
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, was it? Yeah. Yeah, but if you
Burr.
upload a bunch of 5-minute videos to your YouTube channel, people will sit there for 2.5 hours watching it. It's the same amount of time, but like, or it's even longer. But and I thought that was interesting. And so with short-form content, you do kind of have that thing where, oh, this giant long video that I have to watch is scary. But
results. I need the data for this experimentation.
Leo said the short form content trend is interesting. My TikTok was actually an experiment. I uploaded the video to TikTok and Instagram Reels at the same time. See how they would compare. I'm sure the TikTok outperformed.
Yeah, but it's not. See, so what are you measuring, right?
Well,
it outperformed, but then what? Like,
right?
Was there a conversion? You know.
So there's also this other thing. Which
are we still talking about influencer versus creator?
I think now it's TikTok talk.
TikTok talks, kickback chats.
But I could be just stepping in a pile of mess here, so I'm sorry. But from what I have understood, TikTok has been accused, as Facebook was a while ago, of inflating numbers. And like Facebook got in trouble for that, especially when it was like, oh, just literally scrolling past a video in your Facebook feed counted as a view, even if the person didn't watch it. And so people were uploading videos to both and going like, this Facebook video is getting an insane number of views compared to YouTube. Yeah. And it was like, well, is it though? Because not really. And I have read reports from former employees of TikTok who said that views can be inflated, numbers can be inflated because it doesn't matter as much. Whereas looking at something like YouTube, I think YouTube does a good job of not inflating stuff. They're constantly deleting spam accounts and bot accounts. They're constantly like, if anything, go to Team YouTube's thing and they're going to be like, my video for sure has this many things. Why does it not show it? And they're like, sometimes the numbers pause while everything is verified. And that would be because advertising is so big, so YouTube needs to be accurate. Maybe it's a benefit of the advertising thing and the commercialization is they need to be accurate to be able to sell the ad space. They can't say like, we said that this got 100,000 views, so you should pay for ad space on it. Like, it needs to actually get that. Whereas TikTok doesn't necessarily do that. If their goal is just to keep people creating there, there's sure, your video got.
Yeah,
I'm not saying yours
goal.
didn't actually get it, but I'm saying there's no incentive for them to not.
Because like it's
inflate numbers.
Obviously, if the creator feels like they're getting bigger numbers, they're gonna stick around.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been working on YouTube for years, and I've only gotten a few hundred people, but I've been doing this for a month, and I have thousands and thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he left. All right. Let's see. Kathy, hey, all late today working the summer school beats.
Oh, boy.
No worries. Let's see. The road to road. The bugs aren't too bad. Just bring lots of mosquito repellent. You get used to wearing really thick clothes in case you get bitten. It won't go through. Ooh.
When it's winter time there right now for you.
Do you guys... Okay, first of all, we got a weather alert that it's going to be 120 degrees here on Saturday.
Which is like 45 degrees Celsius-ish.
Think about that. Hey, how you guys? I was looking for a different color pop filter for the Shure SM7B, but can't find one. How did you find different color ones? Reporterstore.com.
They have a white one.
Ew.
Oh yeah, I do that here though because I've found bugs in shoes.
Oh, how cool!
That is cool.
That's awesome, Kathy.
I like him.
Let's see. So for clarification, could you explain what it means when short form content hurts your analytics? What does that mean for one's channel if analytics... So, like, one of my clients, their audience retention just like tanked because, you can't have audience retention higher than a minute if your content is not longer than a minute.
Yeah.
So, which is stupid. It should be totally
what is dumb
separate.
is, when you're uploading the short, you should be able to check a box that says this is a short, and then YouTube puts it in a different category instead of it will show up as a YouTube short, but it will also show up as like, you know how your videos are ranked 1 out of 10, 5 out of 10 or whatever. It will show up as that. It will show up in your watch time. It will do all that kind of stuff, which is annoying if you just want to know what your numbers are, because it's like it's like if you ever do have one video go super viral, it's going to throw everything off because there's just this huge spike that makes everything else not as easy to understand. It's kind of like that, but in the other direction. And you can get over that. But what I think also happened is that then it actually hurts because YouTube looks at watch time so much and it sees like, wow, your watch time totally plummeted. We better stop recommending your stuff because people don't want to watch it anymore. Even though like literally they're watching 100% of it. It's just 30 seconds long. It's frustrating.
So I find it fascinating that TikTok tutorials how I made X rarely gets more views than the actual video. Oh. Well, that's because everyone wants to know. I mean, can't you say that about YouTube too? It's like, 'cause it's the thumbnail of someone like, what YouTube paid me, or like how I made this video. Yeah, and like that's gonna, I don't know. You'll never see me make those videos, guys. Not that I'm opposed to sharing my numbers, but people of video, is this like the actual people of video? The question is, how much does channel audience retention matter?
It depends on the platform, right? On YouTube, it's pretty huge because that's one of their main metrics.
Is that do you look at that metric a lot?
I don't do anything about it, but I look at it. I don't know what I like. I want it to go up, so when it's bad, I'm like, oh. And when it's good, I'm like, yay! But I don't know what I can do about that.
Okay, Leo's posted the results. TikTok was 310,000, 35,000 likes, and plus 2K followers. That's great.
That is a lot.
Instagram was 6,000 views, 125 likes. See, that is crazy to me. 6,000 views and 125 likes. I just feel like, wouldn't it be higher? And then 50 followers. However, I got 2 clients. Of course you did, Leo.
So the actual results, I guess, would be better.
So based on this data, Instagram to me. Because I feel like the clients is...
Yeah.
I think that's more impactful, right? I don't know.
I mean... Unless
you're an influencer trying to get influence.
I also feel like, and this might not... I don't know because I'm such a...
Oh, here. And I got 50 new subscribers on YouTube, all from TikTok.
Well, I feel like a YouTube subscriber, even an Instagram follower, is a more... They're sort of like TikTok followers, the
Casual.
least engaged person. They don't even really know who you are if following you. Instagram, they probably do. YouTube, they definitely do. Podcast, like they're in it Like,
it is
even though your
Dan.
podcast is going to get hardly anything.
It's
Hey!
Dan from POV. I
Yay.
want to go. I don't know if we're going to be able to go, though.
That's the one that's in, like, Albany?
Albany.
That's pretty far.
I know. Let's see. Do you think the difference might be that influencers make content for an audience, but content creators make content to create something they want to see? I think that's a big difference. One. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what I was trying to get at, is that like creators want to create for the sake of creating, and whatever happens after, you know, because I think a lot of people who are creators start out, you make your first video, you don't think you're going to go viral. You know?
Well, have you ever, I know your answer is probably yes, but have you ever known someone who's, take it away from video and stuff, but like an artist in a different medium, whether it's painting, sculpting, music, whatever, and they're just working on something?
Yeah, because they love it.
Yeah, and there's no, and I feel bad for having the thought, because sometimes people will be like, I'm working on a painting, I'm doing a thing, and it's been forever, and I'm always like admiring it, in admiration of it, but I don't know what the end result is, because it's like, well, no one sees it, but then it's like, well, that doesn't matter, because you're creating something, you're getting a huge amount of satisfaction of it, and even if you just then put it up in your house and you enjoy it every day and no one else ever sees it, who cares?
Yeah, but then I think of like James and Mark and Filmtopia are my two examples that I go to when it comes to shared experience, because I feel like it's different. So much of what they are creating depends on there being an audience.
Yeah, true.
Because it's shared experience. So it's like a talk show with the live audience. You know, we saw that SNL just wasn't the same when it was like the Zoom calls.
Right.
So that's why, like, you know, just because content creators would create no matter what, regardless if there's an audience there, that doesn't mean that, you know, people who are creating, who are content creators where it depends on it, for an audience where it depends on shared experience, are not also content creators. So what's the implication there? Does that make sense?
I mean, I think if you look at it generally, instead of like, I think that it's always tough to make arguments, because it's like, here's the argument or the idea, and then here is the thing that disproves it. And this is why I was always an annoying person. One of the reasons I was an annoying person in my college classes is because we would always have debates, and so much of the debates would be like, these people are over here with this point of view, these people are over this point of view, and I would 100% of the time be like, well, I think it's a little of both.
Oh my God, you're that guy?
Because it's always in the gray for the most part. And it's like, I know that that's annoying, but there's just the shades of... Well,
okay, so here, I totally agree.
And I think, just to finish my thought, I think it's important to recognize that, because sometimes you need to ignore that fact. So like, you know, like the comment of creating for an audience versus creating for yourself, I think in general, that's probably a helpful way to look at it. And then you can find exceptions where it's like, Filmtopia live stream without anyone there is not going to be the same, so therefore you need to make it for an audience. But I don't think that's that's if anything an exception, not the norm, not, you know, just in that case. So anyway, knowing when to kind of put that aside and just generalize and be like, yeah, I'm generalizing. But
so here's how I would start to bring this thing in for a landing.
It's a rough landing,
as Dominique Henderson likes to say. The reason why I wanted to bring this up as a topic is not to actually, like, you know,
conclude. Yeah,
like, I'm not exactly, because I think it is going to be gray and overlap and all of that. But because this channel is about the life and business as, you know, full-time content creators from our perspective, I think that from the content creator perspective, I think that if you hone in on the approach of what you are creating first and maximize that, I really think that is not only going to be more effective, but like sustainable. Because as we've seen, like, you can go viral on TikTok, but it's like not substantial.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So So just first impression, I when I think influencer, I think, okay, you live in a creator house or something like that. And it's just to maximize for them. Who cares who the eyeballs are or whatever, but it's just, attention.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas creator, I feel like there's a lot more strategy and thought and purpose and all those things.
There's a very intentional awareness of the audience.
Though. Yeah. Yes. So there is. We just completely.
But I mean, the audience, that could also mean knowing your audience is really small, and especially when you're just starting out, being totally fine with there not yet being an audience.
If they really like your content, they will look up the other channels to get more of it. This is true.
The people who are super into it, yeah, for sure.
We have a bunch of people from LGL crew coming to the event. Yes, you do.
We've seen them talking about it.
I know.
It sounds awesome.
I know. I want to go. I do want to go.
There's a lot of things I want to do.
I know. Is it a mistake to chase analytics over outcomes? The analytics can help inform decisions, but they are just one step on the path. This is true. Random question, but how are the mics mounted to the back wall, Tom?
Just smashed into the wall. No, if you go to my Twitter from like a few months ago, there's these little mic stands. It's like a little mic mount with some screws on it, and I just did 4 of those. So I put a link on it. It's from Twitter, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago.
This is my favorite episode of the Couples Table yet.
Oh, wow. I mean, you're largely featured in it, so I understand.
Creators have influence, but influencers aren't necessarily creative. I don't know about that. I always tell the story of this guy, Thomas Petro. And oh my gosh, I think it was August of my first year of vlogging. So I started in April of 2016. In August, I was invited by a camera company to go do
It was Sony, wasn't it?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Oh.
I don't guess it doesn't matter now. It's like 5 years later.
I think whatever camera's out is already discontinued, so it's fine.
But yeah, they wanted, data, feedback, focus group kind of thing. And like the thing that they had us do was we needed to make a video in 10 minutes.
Mm.
And oh my God, let me tell you how exciting that was for me. I'm not even kidding. I straight up had the best video.
Of course.
I have that video on the channel. Anyway, there was someone who
second best video.
Immediately looked like a mini Casey Neistat. Just just the whole gorilla pot. I saw him. I was like, we're doing the same thing. My video was better than his. But he was daily vlogging, and I knew he was going to make it because he was going into modeling, acting, and he is, very handsome boy.
If he's named Thomas, he's got to be.
And so I just knew that, I knew he was going to make it somehow. Yeah. And he was very dedicated. And, another thing that we had in common was that he was doing Postmates as well. Actually, the very first boosted board I rode was his. I had never, That
was the test one?
That was the test one. Anyway, I couldn't believe it. But 2-3 years later, I saw his channel start to blow up. He had less subscribers than me when I met him. And now, oh my gosh, in 2020, he was one of the houses that we saw in the news, guys, because they were throwing the crazy parties during COVID.
He didn't live at the house, but it was
he
house.
Started the business. It's his business that's it's his LLC that's running the house.
It's a good thing he has some limited liability.
And every person in the house has millions of subscribers and stuff.
And COVID.
But I just
Sorry.
Why did I even bring that story up? I think I brought that up because I interviewed him.
It was the idea that an influencer wouldn't necessarily be creative.
Oh yeah, talk about creative, man. I had him on the preliminary version of the From 1 to 100 show. I had a show called Share Spark TV, and I wanted to interview other creators, and I had him on there for a reason because he had this whole vision. I don't know what he would think if he ever saw this, but he had this whole vision of he was an engineering student at NYU, dropped out to do this full time, and he wanted to create it like a creator college, kind of like a YouTube college. And of course, I saw that, and I was like, dude, let's keep in touch because I want to support that too. And, I have the same goal. And now, Creator College, he made a creator house. That is fine. First of all, I'm not hating on creator houses. And let me tell you, if I could start one here, I totally would. But you can't be throwing parties during COVID. I just morally think that that's wrong. That's not a good thing. And, I don't know. That's when it starts to feel very manufactured and very, okay, you're trying to do the outrageous gotcha, clickbaity kind of content just for what? I don't know. I don't know.
I just realized we live in a creator house.
See, there's nothing wrong with creator houses. And I'm not even kidding. I'm sure I've shared this, but it was a goal of Tom and I to have a physical creator studio space, kind of like YouTube Spaces. But my problem with YouTube Spaces is that you cannot partake in a lot of the event, 99% of the events at a YouTube space, unless you have 10,000 subscribers. And then it's of course, the more exclusive, the higher, you have to have a plaque and blah, da, da, da.
To bring it with you to get in.
Yeah, I wanted to go to a VidCon party. I couldn't because I didn't have enough subscribers to go.
Which is super funny because one of the most elite VidCon parties was at the venue where James and Mark got married.
I know.
Months later or whatever.
So anyway, I was it shouldn't be about how many subscribers you have to provide resources and a space and a place for people to network.
Yeah. That's such an important thing.
We're going down a place. Have you tried the Ride NT USB Mini?
Yes, I have one in this cabinet here. It's amazing. It is a great USB mic. My only problem with it is it's so mini, it's oftentimes too far away, and if you put it on a boom arm or something.
Dan, we need to connect. I want to talk to you about this. I feel we need to connect. Not a big fan of influencer as a title. I remember attending an event and asking what someone did, and they said they were an influencer. No.
No. Try again. What do you do?
I feel bad because I've talked to people who have worked at marketing agencies and advertising agencies, and when you say, "Oh, this person's an influencer," they're like, "Oh, that's great." They know what it means something to them. That's a legitimate title. I just would never want to, But if you think influencers are the people who live in houses, half of them just do what they are told.
They just have their managers and they're just make this thing.
Buck.
That's what our address is. LLC.
Your birthday. 6 out of 8 of us are creators. Is this a creator birthday party?
Oh, we are having a creator party.
Yeah.
For your birthday.
I know, that's crazy.
Oh no!
Oh, here, look. Here's the other guy coming.
Oh God, we've turned into everything.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's gonna be the live stream. I don't know. The creator space sounds just awesome. Buck Mansion. Okay, guys. So here's how we're gonna close it out because this is an hour and a half now.
Yay.
We are creating the Buck Mansion online, and I think if you've been listening, if you've been around, that Tom and I are working on creating an online space for YouTube creators, and we're super excited. I think that we are just about ready to send out our first invites. So can you talk a little bit about our vision as I post this link?
Yeah, well, we've talked about it before. So we're using a platform called Mighty Networks to build our community. And basically the reason for that is no matter what you are involved in with us, whether it's community or course or mastermind or whatever, it's just a one place thing, so you don't have to keep going to all these different places. But also specifically because of the way Mighty Networks lets people connect, you can build threaded posts, different topics. People can have actual profiles with links to things and chat with each other. It's so easy to actually connect with people that you agree with. So we wanted to build a community where people could do that. That's the platform we chose. And we wanted to put together a community space for really dedicated creators. And that was a strange.
I don't
was
know
that
what
you?
That
Is that
was.
me?
That was an internal burp. Sorry if you heard
and
that.
I was like, is that happening to me from me right now? And we wanted to put together a space where dedicated creators could come together and, be creators and work through things and come up with ideas, and then to also where we could kind of guide through regular activities and events and channel reviews and stuff like that. So that's what we've been putting
literally
together.
like if you get the idea of like a creator physical space, like all of us are everywhere, so we want to try to mimic that as much as we can online. Mm-hmm. And we have so many ideas. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So it's going to be invite only to start. So if you want an invite, there's the application. Let us know. Join the wait list. I don't know, whatever.
Heather put it in the chat, so there's a quick form to fill out just to tell us a little bit.
We're trying to launch.
It'll be up and running by the end of the month. I mean, significantly before then, but I mean, like, actually up and running by the end of the month.
So I think we're going to send out early invites. This is my first time using Mighty Networks, and right now it's just Tom and I. So we need we need some people to, like, fill it in so that I can, better anyway. So if you are interested, there you go. Cool. Please do the ice bucket challenge for the inauguration of Buck Mansion, the Mighty Networks.
Buckingham Palace. Anyway.
All right.
That's enough. All right. I think it's time to clear the table then.
Is it time to clear the table?
It's so time to clear the table, and I'm going to go eat a cupcake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tom is sweet. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Fill out that form if you want to be on early invite for our exclusive creator.
I really think that we should come up with our next one right now.
Our next one, what?
Show.
Okay.
Do you want to do the NFT one? Or let's have everyone pick between two.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people said they really enjoyed this episode. So as we're wrapping up, what do you want to talk about next week?
That way you have something to look forward to.
Yeah. Instead of us.
I kind of like the idea of talking about something that I know nothing about and then having you guys come on and explain it to us.
That's a cool one.
But I don't know if that's NFTs or something else.
And there's a lot of things I don't know anything about, so most things.
We're just going to do the Ska-cast.
Proto-Ska-cast pilot episode. What were some of our ideas?
Well, the other idea I had was kind of doing something like Weekend Update on SNL, where I read to you the newest news. The newest news. Wow. Seriously? My brain stops working after an hour and a half of live streaming. News in the creator space of the previous week.
I like that.
Because usually I just read it and I keep it to myself, but I'm like...
Oh, but you said you were going to bring it and I wouldn't know what it was. And
yeah, I wouldn't tell you, and we would
I like that.
Discuss and yeah. Ecam, we're literally
Ecam's here. We gotta go. Okay.
All right. I think we should do the Weekend Update thing.
If you don't mind finding stories.
Oh, I always find stories. Okay. Are you kidding? Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So next week, tune in for a new, segment format where we're going to be talking about all the news that's happening in the creator space.
Sure hope something happens.
And if you have any news that you want us to talk about on the couples table, please let us know. All right.
Yes.
Bye, everybody. Boop, boop, boop.
Bye.